Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. This evening, parts of the Accra and Tema metropolis have been hit by a shortage of LPG. This is due to what some industry players describe as some supply challenges with the Tema oil refinery, and there are reports of no gas notice posted at some service stations in the metropolis. And I want us to get onto Zoom and speak to the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, to help us understand what's really happening. Thanks so much, Gabriel, for joining us on Prime Business. First, help us understand what is the situation now when it comes to LPG supply.
Thank you very much, Pius. We did a quick check this evening, and about 70% of LPG stations within the Accra and Tema metropolis do not have the product. If this continues, by close of tomorrow, this can move up to about 90%. And by Friday, there will be no LPG in the system for us to use.
Then I guess that's serious. And before this coming on air, though, we spoke to officials of the Tema oil refinery, and they say, well, the challenge has been resolved and that it should impact the market soon.
Well, that would be good news for all of us, because we've been trying to get this issue resolved for the past 2 days. Last week, about 11,000 metric tons of LPG came into the system, imported. This was distributed to all the BDCs, about 5 or 6 BDCs in Tema. When we checked from all the BDCs, everybody has done its reconciliation. But they all pointed fingers at Tor. That Tor is the one that has not been able to reconcile its product with the BDC that brought in the product. And that is what is holding up the entire market, the entire BDC, from supplying to the oil marketing companies and for onward distribution onto the market. So if the challenge has been resolved, if they've been able to reconcile the figures, then it's good. And if that has been done, then we expect that from tomorrow, the BDCs will be able to release product to the LPG marketing companies, so we can also save our consumers.
But as we speak now, has the BDCs communicated anything to you?
We haven't had any communication from the BDCs. As at close of day, we checked with all of them, and they were all saying that they have not been given any go-ahead. They have not been given the go-ahead to supply the product. So as a close of today, we don't have that go-ahead. But we understand there were some meetings going on. And if that has been resolved, then by tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, we expect that when we place orders with these BDCs, they should be able to honor the orders so that we can give consumers some relief. Because today we could see people struggling to get LPG, and that is not good at all. And tomorrow is Thursday, we'll be running into the weekend. So if this problem is not resolved today, by tomorrow morning, then it means into the weekend we are likely to have some serious shortage of that.
Meaning that you don't have enough products going into tomorrow and, of course, the weekend, as you rightly mentioned.
Yes, tomorrow, if you can let your reporters check from the LPG retail outlets, you could see that, as I indicated, about 60–70% of us have run out of LPG as a close of today. And this is going to put a lot more pressure on from the 30–40% that has the product. So if we don't get supply into the system by close of tomorrow, then by close of tomorrow, we expect that the shortage will rise to about 80–90%. And by Friday, the whole system will be dried up.
And I want you to tell me the latest with regards to the cylinder recirculation model. The last time I spoke to the NPA, they say, well, there's kind of coordination between yourself, the players like yourself, and of course the authority.
I think that is a whole conversation that we need to have. Well, NPA claimed they've launched it and is doing well according to them. But as the situation is, we've agreed that the two systems should run side by side. We are on the ground. We are doing everything we can to ensure that we protect our investment, and that is exactly what we are doing. So I'm sure NPA will be the best institution to tell you the success or otherwise of the cylinder recirculation model. But we are concentrated on what we're doing. and we are on course.
All right, Gabriel, we'll leave it here and, of course, follow up subsequently as and when developments unfold. Gabriel Kumi is the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, speaking to us on that latest development there. Let's shift focus now to some other stories. Almost all regional airlines operating out of the Kotoka International Airport will soon be moved from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2. The Ghana Airport Company is proposing December 1, 2024 as the effective date for these airlines to relocate. More in this report.
Part of effort by the Ghana Airport Company Limited to decongest Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport, which currently serves as the operating hub for both the regional and international airlines. However, Joy Business is learning that the move will hit regional airlines like Sky, Ibom Air, Air Peace, and Africa World Airlines. Sources say the directive will also affect other carriers like Egypt Air, Kenya Airways, Ethiopian Airlines, Rwanda Air, and South Africa Airlines. The proposals have not gone down well with some of the airlines who are first worried about the short notice and the fact that some of these international airlines are also doing regional operations as the fear of losing passengers to them. There are also concerns that a passenger traveling on a regional airline is paying the same tax as someone flying to London. Some of the airlines operating on the West African region are also worried about the current state of Terminal 2 at the Kotoka International Airport. Some have described the move by the Ghana Airport Company Limited as a cost-saving venture and make use of the Terminal 2, which is said to be underutilized. The Ghana Airport Company, in a statement released earlier this year, revealed that they are working to move some airlines to the Terminal 2 as part of some restructuring exercise.
Now, government has given the firm assurance that its tax compliance measures being rolled out will soon start yielding the desired results. The Finance Ministry over the past 3 years has been leading policy reforms aimed at improving tax collections in the country. There is more in the following report.
The Ghana Revenue Authority IT Center project started in 2021 in partnership with KfW, which is a representative of the German government. Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Alex Ampabin highlighted reforms made over the last few years in ensuring compliance, such as the online filing for Ghana.gov platforms, integrated customs management system eCommerce, among others. He was optimistic the training will help push the country towards 20% of tax to GDP in the next 3 years.
Ghana's tax to GDP of 14.1% is commendable, of course, looking at the circumstances we operate. But I do believe that as a low middle income economy, we still have a way to go. As our colleagues in the same league moving around 20-21%, we moving around 14%. Not to say we don't appreciate the hard work and the environment which you operate. Especially identifying who the taxpayer is and their businesses poses challenges on its own. So we do appreciate the hard work you're doing, but I do believe that with this training, in the next 3 years, I see Ghana moving towards that 18 to 20% bracket tax to GDP.
Dr. Alex Ampabin assured that the needs of GRA will be provided to equip staff in delivering their mandates. Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority, Julie Esiam, says the transformation will enhance the work of the authority.
We are not in any way saying that our staff members or our colleagues at GRA are not behaving properly. That's not what we're saying. There's always an enhancement. Every time I speak, I let you know that in other tax authorities, they have also traveled the same journey, haven't they? So we are also on the same journey. But it is my fundamental belief. But at the end of this journey, we will, Ghana Revenue Authority, be better than any authority that you have ever seen. A training, front-line training for customer centricity. Isn't that what we said? That is why we're all here today, to launch this building with training in customer experience. The building, when we agreed with the KfW, was also going to host fundamentally IT training, right? My minister just said, the future of taxation is digital taxation.
Lead advisor of the Ghana Revenue Program by the UK government in Ghana, Elom Segbefia, says the partnership will help GRA remain customer-centric
it's been a journey, but the outcome of what we're trying to achieve is for GRA to become a customer-centric organization where GRA are able to use analytics, behavioral science, behavioral analytics to figure out what the customers are looking for, sort of be ahead of their customers, give their customers a sterling experience. We all know that nobody wants to pay taxes, but one way you can get people to align to paying taxes is to at least give them a good service. So thankfully we got Deloitte Ghana on board. Deloitte are going to be delivering this training, which is to help the GRA frontline staff. These are staff who are directly engaging taxpayers at the tax service centers or at the ports or wherever GRA operates.
Deputy Resident Representative of UNDP, Sukrop Kamedov, indicated the training will help reduce cost of tax administration. About 60 frontline staff from domestic tax revenue and custom divisions of GRA become the first batch to undergo a 3-day training in service excellence.
Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Quartey, is calling for sustainable and responsible mining practices in the country. This follows reports by the Ghana Statistical Service that gold contributed more than 40% of Ghana's total exports. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Quartey said the contribution is significant, hence the need to make it sustainable to cushion the economy.
This indeed is quite significant if you look at how much gold is contributing to our export revenue. And even the share itself is quite striking, 57.6% of our total exports. Given that gold prices are also going up, it tells you that we are really getting value for our gold, except to say that we have to be processing more if we want to see its major significance on the economy. But it also ties in with our current challenges of illegal mining. I mean, if gold is bringing in so much, then we need to mine responsibly. We have to ensure that mining is done in such a way that we do not destroy our soil, we don't destroy our river bodies, we make mining sustainable. And also diversification, because agri is quite critical. We are exporting cocoa and some agricultural products, but you could, for gold to account for more than 50%, it means that we are not doing well when it comes to agri, and more importantly, trying to process some of our raw materials to gain more value.
In more business news, the National Information Technology Agency, in collaboration with GIZ, is expected to roll out the National eCommerce Policy and Framework by the first quarter of 2025. Speaking to Joy Business at the 3rd eCommerce Forum and Exhibition, Component Manager at GIZ, Emmanuel Mumuni, noted that the framework will ensure that the electronic commerce value chain sector actualizes its growth and potential, as well as create jobs. There is more in the following report.
According to the National Information Technology Agency, the e-commerce value chain is currently valued at 970 million cedis. The sector, which is expected to grow by about 20% annually, is key to the growth of small and medium enterprises. Speaking to Joy Business at the 3rd e-commerce forum and exhibition, Component Manager at GIZ, Emmanuel Mumuni, noted that a national e-commerce policy and framework, which is being worked on in partnership with the National Information and Technology Agency, is expected to be rolled out by 2025 to ensure the growth of the sector.
Since 2022, we've had a lot of input from this session or this dialogue going into policy. So there's a national e-commerce strategy and policy that is being developed. It's quite advanced because the NITA is also pushing it very hard. So we're at the stage where it's more on stakeholder engagement. So the content is done, but we need to engage stakeholders again, the final round, to get it ready so that it can be published and can be a working document as well.
But when are we likely to see this coming to fruition?
I would say first quarter of next year.
The e-commerce chain remains a crucial part of the puzzle in achieving a single African trade market, connecting SMEs in various countries to potential buyers. But poor internet connectivity is a hindrance.
There are lots of people that are still not part of this digital transformation that we're talking about. And that's just a market that we are leaving out because if people are living in peri-urban or rural areas and don't have any connectivity, it's a market that it's not buying online. And the more we integrate them, the more we include them, it becomes another market segment that people selling online can attract or can sell to. And so we're working a lot with World Bank, with the ministry, to expand accessibility.
Anthony Owusu-Ansah, president of the Association of Licensed Courier Companies Ghana, called for regulations to address the issue of unlicensed courier services in the country.
In e-commerce, you will notice that a lot of expensive products are being transported or delivered. So if you use an unlicensed courier company and you can't trace your package, it becomes a problem. So we have a lot of unlicensed, unregistered people who are operating as delivery companies in the country, and it's a key problem for us. So because then they get to undercut, underprice, they get to use all sort of means to operate, which affects the licensed and registered courier companies in the country.
The third National E-commerce Forum and Exhibition also unveiled a trust seal, an electronic badge which will authenticate businesses on their websites.
This is still Prime Business. Managing Director of Orient Property Consulting, Isaac Jumo Opoku, is urging graduate professionals entering into the built environment to be equipped with the necessary tools to excel in their roles, both at corporate institutions and in service to their countries. This, he believes, is necessary to transform the built industry and consistently grow the real estate economy. Mr. Jumo Opoku spoke at the Real Estate Career Launchpad 2024.
These are new things happening in the industry, and they will come, and another things in the future, new things will come. So you cannot stop learning. So this has been a great opportunity for us. We those who are already in the industry practicing, and I'm sure our young graduates and students who also joined us have gotten an overview of what is waiting for them in the corporate world. Yes, there are a lot of opportunities waiting for you. There are also some challenges that possibly you are the people to bring the solutions to these challenges. That is the reason why we are organizing this very important program, so that as young graduates, you'll get prepared to see the opportunities that are available and also the challenges. We are part of the world at Africa. We have a lot of challenges, but in that challenges also presents opportunities.
Talking about opportunities for the youth, Ghanaian students have been urged to leverage the power of the internet and social media in creating entrepreneurial opportunities. The internet has been heavily relied on by the youth as their source of social networking and entertainment. However, an international thought leader, Lorna Owens, is charging the youth of Ghana to use the web in creating global brands and businesses. She was speaking at a seminar with students of the Wisconsin University here in Accra. There is more in the following report.
The conversation with Chief Executive Officer of Footprints Foundation, Linda Owens, brought together staff and students of the Wisconsin University and a host of prospective entrepreneurs. Speaking to the gathering on how they could position their brands globally, Linda Owens urged the youth to leverage the internet to successfully create global brands.
So you can make a difference. Now, how do you take that idea and make it global? You don't have to go in the world we live in. You don't have to go on a plane. You don't have to go on a plane to grow your business globally. You need to be on the web. Now I'm looking for chocolate, right? Because Ghana has amazing chocolate. And I Googled best chocolate in Ghana, and here's, for example, what pops up. There's two sisters called Kimberly and Priscilla. They have a chocolate company called 57 Chocolate, and they came back to Ghana because they noticed that you have the largest cocoa production, I guess, in the world, but Switzerland is known for its chocolate, and Switzerland don't grow chocolate, right? So they're like, why isn't Ghana making chocolate? And apparently they're making amazing chocolate. But it's a Google, and it also told me where I could get it. It tells me where I could get it in America, and it tells me where I can get it in Ghana. The point of the matter is you have to be on the web.
The motivational speaker also challenged the youth and students to build their expertise in the fields of endeavor by learning from captains of industry.
You have to become an expert at what you do. That means you need to read, you need to follow trends, you need to understand how it relates to your business. And don't be so narrow that the only thing you read is, say, is midwifery. If you're going to do a midwifery business, don't be so narrow. Look at all successful businesses, because success leaves trail, and what's successful in one business likely can translate the skill set to you.
The Wisconsin University says it intends to expose its students and the general public in the coming days to similar seminars in order to build future leaders for the country.
That's it for Prime Business. I am Pius Kujobaka. Prime Sports is next with Razak Musbah.